Hi, my name is Chris Marabella with Marabella Commercial Finance. We specialize in arranging financing for Walgreens, CVS, and other net lease properties. And today I'm going to talk to you about the net lease triangle and what lenders are looking at when they're evaluating net lease properties. We're going to use Walgreens as a case study. So let's go ahead and get started. This again is the net lease triangle. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do my triangle. And at the top here we've got credit. Okay, credit. Down here we've got location. And here we've got borrower. Okay, so what do you think is important when we're looking at the credit quality of a tenant? And when would we look at that? Do you know?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. Okay, so basically for Walgreens, we're going to use Walgreens as kind of a case study. Okay, so when we've got 20 to 25 years remaining in the lease term, that's when the credit quality of the tenant is going to be most important. Basically, if it's a true triple net deal, your rent, okay, is going to equal the NOI, the net operating income. Why is that? Because it's a triple net lease. The tenant's going to pay for the taxes, okay, the insurance, and the maintenance of the building. So basically, again, your rent is going to equal your NOI if it's a true triple net deal. It's very important that you have a good attorney review the lease to make sure you do have an ironclad net lease and that everything is taken care of by the tenant and you have no landlord obligations. So basically, with Walgreens, we've got a triple B rated tenant by S&P, Standard & Poor's. Triple B rated. The default rate is almost nil as long as they stay triple net. So basically, when a lender is evaluating a lease with 20 to 25 years, they're going to do what's called a rent assignment. So the rent, we'll go down here, the rent, okay, will be assigned to the lender less the mortgage payment, okay, and that equals the cash flow. So basically, the lender is more concerned with receiving the rent from Walgreens, who's triple B rated, than really the borrower. Okay, so that's why when you have a lease of 20 to 25 years, a long-term lease, the credit quality of the tenant is very important. And we like investment grade credit because we know that the chance of default is less than investment grade or a franchisee type tenant. Okay?
Got it.
So now I'm going to talk, okay, I'm going to talk about location. Okay, when would location be important in this whole scenario when we're looking at Walgreens? Do you know when that would be?
No, tell me.
Okay, basically, when you have a lease of 0 to 15 years, okay, remaining on the primary lease term, okay, that's when you're going to look at location. Why is that? Because if the tenant moves out at the end of the 15 years, you don't have a triple net lease anymore. Okay? You're going to start to carry the insurance, the taxes, and the maintenance of the building. And if there's an RDA agreement or a common area maintenance agreement, you also have to start to kick in for that. So when we've got 0 to 15 years remaining in the primary lease term, then the credit is still important, but it's not as important as the location. So in this scenario, we're going to be looking at the concept of rent to sales. And with pharmacies, for Walgreens, an industry average is right about 5%. Okay, that's about an average. So let's look at that for a second. I'm going to erase our triangle here, and we're just going to kind of go through this real quick. Okay. So let's say we've got a Walgreens, and the price, if I can write on this, the price equals 8 million. And the cap rate equals 6%. So our rent then, our NOI, which equals our rent, if it's a true triple net deal, would be how much? 480,000?
I believe so.
Okay? Okay, so what if we have a rent to sales of 10%? What should our sales be? 4,008,000, correct? So we would take the 480 and divide that by 10%. So our sales should equal 4.8 million. Okay, with a 10% rent to sales figure. Again, an average for Walgreens with an $8 million price should be about 5%. So we would just double this, right? So that'd be 16.8. So 9.6 million is what this deal should be doing. It should be doing about 9.6 million in store sales to be an average store. Okay, and the other thing that we're going to look at when we're talking about location, so you got that?
Got
Do
it.
you have any questions?
No, keep going.
Okay. The other thing we're going to look at is, even though we've got a triple B rated tenant with a shorter lease, we're going to look at the rent per foot, per square foot. Why is that? Because if the tenant moves out, we may have to re-lease the property. So we want to make sure that the existing rent there per foot, we can get comparables to support that existing in-place rent. If our rent per foot per month is at $3 a foot, okay, and we find that all the other retail in the area per month per foot is only at $1 a foot, okay, the value is going to be decreased unless our cap rates are much more lower. So this concept, when you have the shorter lease, we're going to look at the rent per square foot and compare that with comparables of other net lease properties in the area. That's another thing. Okay, now going back to our triangle, what we're looking at for borrower, okay, borrower. Okay, for borrower, we're going to be looking at if the loan equals, come on pen, loan equals 8 million, okay, then we want to see a net worth of about 8 million, about 1 to 1, okay? So about a 1 to 1 ratio, loan to net worth. And liquid cash, we'll just call it cash. Cash should be about 10% of our loan amount, 10 to 20%. That's kind of a good ratio. So in that case, we'd want to see about 800,000, okay, 800,000 to $1.6 million, 1.6 mil in liquid cash. That's a good scenario. Now, that's if we're really pushing loan dollars. If we're at like, 75% LTV, then this scenario works. If we're at 50% LTV, then the lender, in most cases, this isn't going to be as important because we're at a lower loan to value, right? So the loan's more conservative to the lender. Or let's say that the amortization is shorter, then the loan's going to pay down faster. So by the time we get to, if it's like a 10-25 fixed for 10 with a 25-year AM versus a 10-year fixed with like a 15-year AM, in the 15-year AM case, we're going to pay down the loan amount much faster. So this loan will be much lower by the time it balloons, which will mean it's much more manageable if we lose the tenant. Okay, so those are the three things that lenders are looking at when they're evaluating like a Walgreens or a CVS. Again, the three things are the credit quality of the tenant, the location, and the borrower. I want to thank you today for watching this presentation. If you have a net lease transaction that requires financing, you can call me. I'm Chris Marabella with Marabella Commercial Finance. Just put MCF here. And my number is 760-479-0800. So you can call me anytime. We will be attending the ICSC in Las Vegas. I'm flying in on Saturday, May 18th, and we'll be at the Walgreens booth, CVS booth, handing out rate sheets on the 20th and 21st from like, I think, 8 in the morning till 5 in the evening, but I will be there on Saturday the 18th and the 19th, Sunday, and if you'd like to meet, we'll probably be near the Bellagio or Encore, the Venetian. If you want to meet, just give me a ring. My direct line is 760-479-0800. Again, that number is 760-479-0800. For current estimated rates, our video feeds, we're going to do some great interviews at ICSC in Las Vegas for 2013. You can jump on our Net Lease TV. It is on our website. Our address on our website is www.marabellafinance.com. I'm proud to announce that in the first quarter, it looks like we've closed about 2 Walgreens. We did a Dollar General and O'Reilly's. We're doing a Jack in the Box transaction. We just started on another Walgreens CVS transaction. So financing is very plentiful. We have a variety of different loans to offer you and your associates. We can do CMBS loans, life company loans, bank portfolio loans, and CTL financing. We also have participation financing for developers of Walgreens, CVS, and other large big box net lease type transactions. So if you have a big box property, we can work with you to arrange participation financing, high leverage participation financing. Again, thank you for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas, and feel free to call me if you want to run through any type of transaction that needs financing for a net lease property. Thanks again.